Chosen one. Listen carefully, for this is not a message to be skimmed, not a whisper to be ignored. What I am about to reveal touches the very core of your destiny. You have walked through seasons of waiting, through days that felt heavy, nights that felt endless, and moments where you questioned if anyone or anything was noticing the quiet stirring within you. But hear me now, your waiting was never wasted. Your faith, even when faint, has been weaving the threads of something far greater than you imagined. And do not mistake the silence you have felt as absence. God has been quietly preparing the stage, orchestrating the unseen, aligning the forces of heaven in ways only He understands. And today, the veil is beginning to lift. A favor, unlike any you have encountered before, is making its way toward you. This is a divine override, a supernatural interruption in the ordinary flow of life. Boundaries that once held you back. Ceilings that seemed permanent limitations, that whispered you cannot. All of these are shifting. A door that you never saw opening is about to swing wide, and the blessing behind it is reserved for you alone. You may feel hesitant, unsure, even unworthy. But that is exactly why God has chosen this moment. You were never meant to walk this path unnoticed. The struggles you endured, the prayers you whispered in secret, the tears shed in darkness, every one of them has been accounted for. And now a favor is coming that will catch even your own understanding by surprise. It is not only an answer to your prayers, but a revelation of God's relentless commitment to your destiny. Imagine a sunrise breaking through the longest night, a river carving new paths through the rock that once seemed unyielding. That is the nature of this favor. It cannot be forced, it cannot be hurried, yet it cannot be denied. The season of waiting is yielding to a season of divine intervention, and your role in this is crucial. You must prepare your heart, your mind, and your spirit to recognize it, to receive it, and to act with the courage that only those marked for destiny can summon. By the time this message ends, you will not only understand what is coming, but you will feel it vibrating in your spirit, a confirmation that God Himself is orchestrating the next steps in your life. Stay with me, for what is revealed here will demand your attention, stir your faith, and awaken a readiness that cannot be ignored. The favor is approaching, chosen one, and it is nothing less than miraculous. And now, as you feel the stirring in your spirit, know that this is not simply my voice speaking. It is the echo of heaven itself reaching down to you. The hand of God is moving unseen but undeniable, and every moment you have experienced until now has been orchestrated to bring you here. The Creator, who charts the stars and whispers to the winds, is intimately aware of your journey. He knows the roads you have walked, the nights you have endured, the weight of the dreams you carry silently in your heart. Nothing has been overlooked, nothing forgotten. There is a sacred pattern at work, one that cannot be replicated by chance or human effort. Divine timing is precise. The moments that seemed like delays, the doors that stayed closed, the people who left, and the situations that frustrated you all were part of the preparation. Heaven does not operate in haste, yet when the appointed time arrives, His action is unstoppable. It is in this rhythm of patience and precision that the favor you are about to receive has been nurtured. You may wonder why for so long you felt unseen. The answer is that God often works in hidden ways, like a master painter who layers color, slowly building depth beneath the surface. Before revealing the masterpiece, your life has been carefully arranged season by season. The unseen labor of heaven is as real as the sunlight that reaches the earth. It shapes, strengthens, and positions you for impact. What you have endured is not punishment, nor is it random. It is divine preparation, molding your heart and sharpening your faith, so that when the favor arrives, you will recognize it, receive it, and walk confidently into the life that has been waiting for you. There is a sacred invitation in this moment, an invitation to trust more deeply, to believe more fully, to see beyond the limits of your understanding. This favor is not ordinary. It is the manifestation of God's promise, the answer that confirms what your spirit already knows, that your life is under divine orchestration. And while you may feel hesitant, unsure, or even unworthy at times, remember that the Creator does not call the qualified, He qualifies the called. The path ahead will reveal truths that were hidden, opportunities that seemed impossible, and doors that had remained closed for seasons. All of this is the deliberate movement of God's hand designed to lift you beyond the boundaries you once thought were permanent. It is proof that heaven is attentive, that prayers whispered in the quiet, tears shed in solitude, and faith held in the dark corners of your life have been recorded, remembered, and will now bear fruit in a way that exceeds your imagination. So stay attuned. Pay close attention to the subtle nudges, the gentle impressions. The moments that seem coincidental, they are not. They are the markers of divine presence, guiding your steps, illuminating the pathway to the blessing prepared specifically for you. This is more than guidance. It is an unveiling, a revelation, and a sacred invitation to align with the extraordinary plan that is unfolding. The favor you have been waiting for is no longer distant, it is arriving. It is coming like a river, breaking through a dam, sudden yet inevitable, unstoppable in its force and clarity. The heavens themselves are leaning toward your life, rearranging circumstances, opening doors, and creating opportunities that even your mind could not have imagined. You may have sensed a shift already, a gentle vibration in your spirit, a subtle stirring in the air around you. And this is the herald of what is now breaking through. Picture it, a light, warm, and golden, piercing through the shadows that once clouded your path. That light carries not just illumination, but restoration, favor, and the affirmation of every effort, every prayer, every sacrifice you made in secret. It is as if the universe itself pauses, bending its order to accommodate what God has decreed for you. What once seemed impossible, the resources, the connections, the moments that aligned perfectly, are now moving into place like the hands of a clock adjusting themselves to strike the hour of your destiny. This favor is not merely material or fleeting. It is spiritual, emotional, and prophetic. It will touch the very essence of who you are, revealing dimensions of your life that have been hidden, locked away until this appointed time. You will feel it as a resonance in your soul, a sudden awareness that things are shifting. You may notice doors opening without effort, relationships aligning naturally, opportunities arriving unexpectedly. People who were once obstacles will become allies. Situations that seemed immovable will yield. And you will recognize with a clarity that takes your breath away that this is not random. It is intentional, deliberate, and miraculous. Yet this prophecy also carries a warning, for divine favors are never passive. They come with timing, alignment, and readiness. Those who rush ahead, who attempt to seize without receiving, may miss the fullness of what is being offered. This is not about force or strategy. It is about surrender, faith, and recognition of divine orchestration. You must remain centered, attentive, and patient, even as your heart leaps at the first glimpses of breakthrough. Imagine a door appearing in a hallway that once seemed endless, its frame glowing faintly with a celestial light. You approach cautiously, unsure if you are ready, yet compelled by something deep within to step forward. As you move closer, the door swings open without resistance, revealing a space of abundance, clarity, and destiny that you could not have constructed on your own. This is the moment the favor arrives, not as a distant hope, but as a tangible living presence in your life. And as it unfolds, know this: the unseen forces of heaven are clearing the path. Shadows that lingered, doubts that haunted, and fears that whispered not yet, are being removed piece by piece. Your journey has been observed, recorded, and honored. Every step, every tear, every act of faith has contributed to this exact moment. This is the favor that defies limits, the blessing that exceeds expectation, the revelation that confirms your calling and ignites the next chapter of your life. The atmosphere around you will feel different. People will notice the shift before you do. Doors that were sealed will yield barriers, will crumble, and what was once a distant dream will step into the realm of reality. You will recognize it not only because of its grandeur, but because your spirit will sing in recognition, "This is what I have been waiting for. This is the moment heaven has prepared. This is the divine override that surpasses every boundary that once held me back." What you are experiencing is more than circumstance. It is the language of heaven speaking directly to your soul. Every moment, every season, every trial you have endured has carried spiritual significance. This favor is not an isolated event. It is the manifestation of divine principles that govern your life, hidden truths that were always at work, even when you could not see them. You are being invited to recognize the deeper pattern, to perceive the sacred orchestration behind what appears ordinary. Faith in this context is not simply belief. Faith is the bridge between the unseen and the seen, the conduit through which heaven communicates its favor. It is the wind that moves the sails when the waters seem still, the spark that ignites fire in a world of darkness. Every doubt you have wrestled with, every uncertainty that lingered in the corners of your mind, has been a test of this faith, not to punish you, but to strengthen the channel through which the favor flows. Like gold refined in fire, your belief has been purified, made ready to receive the fullness of what God is sending. Consider the imagery of doors. Some doors closed in your past were not dead ends, but strategic positioning. They directed you toward the corridors of preparation where your skills, your character, and your discernment were being cultivated. Now new doors are opening, doors illuminated by divine light, framed in opportunity and guarded by wisdom you have gained through experience. Walking through these doors will not only grant access to favor, but it will transform your perception of life itself. What you once saw as limitation will now reveal itself as guidance. What you once feared will become the pathway to empowerment. Seasons too carry meaning. Every winter of waiting, every autumn of loss, every summer of fleeting joy, and every spring of renewal has been part of the spiritual calendar that leads to this moment. The favor is the harvest of seasons that have nurtured patience, endurance, and discernment. It is the fruit that ripens only in perfect timing. To receive it fully, you must attune your heart to the rhythm of divine timing, recognizing that heaven operates with precision that surpasses human understanding. Transformation is the natural companion of favor. When God intervenes in this way, nothing remains as it was. The favor is both a blessing and a mirror, reflecting the growth you have achieved and illuminating the path yet ahead. Your mind, once limited by uncertainty, will expand in clarity. Your spirit, once burdened by struggle, will rise in confidence. Your purpose, once hidden in plain sight, will emerge in bold, undeniable form. This is the divine logic of spiritual elevation. As the blessing arrives, so too does the refinement of character, the awakening of insight, and the amplification of destiny. The storms you have faced were never random. They were shaping the vessel capable of containing this favor. Just as a tree strengthens its roots to withstand the fiercest wind, your spirit has been deepened, anchored, and prepared. And the light you are about to experience will feel brighter precisely because you have endured the shadows. It is in contrast that illumination becomes evident. It is through trials that victory becomes palpable. This favor also reminds you of the sacred interconnection between patience and readiness. Divine intervention is not chaotic. It is precise, calculated, and purposeful. When heaven moves, it aligns everything: your relationships, your circumstances, your inner resolve to meet the moment of blessing with readiness. This is why discernment becomes critical now. You are called not only to receive, but to recognize. To see with spiritual eyes, to feel with awakened intuition, to step confidently into what is being orchestrated for you. And so the favor is not simply an event. It is a lesson, a revelation, and a transformation all at once. It carries the dual power of provision and insight, of opportunity and spiritual awakening. As it arrives, it will deepen your faith, sharpen your discernment, and embolden your purpose. You are being reminded that the divine order is perfect, that your life is curated with intentionality, and that the spiritual principles of patience, endurance, and trust are not just abstract concepts. They are the very mechanism through which heaven moves in your favor. You may have already noticed the subtle signals that heaven is moving, even if you didn't fully understand them at the time. These are not coincidences. These are confirmations, whispers from the divine nudges to your spirit, and footprints of favor, appearing before you step into the fullness of what is coming. Pay attention, for these signs are both gentle and profound, designed to awaken recognition in your heart. The first sign is a sudden clarity that cuts through confusion. You may have wrestled with uncertainty for months, even years. Yet now certain choices, paths, or solutions are becoming obvious, almost unavoidable. It is as if the fog of indecision lifts and your inner knowing aligns with divine guidance. When this happens, trust it. This is the Spirit affirming your readiness for the favor. The second sign comes in the form of synchronicity. People, opportunities, and events start converging in ways that feel almost orchestrated. Connections you thought were random now carry purpose. Doors that were closed begin to swing open effortlessly. These coincidences are the fingerprints of heaven aligning circumstances to bring you precisely where you are meant to be. The third sign is the stirring of joy and peace in unexpected moments. Even amid challenges, you may feel a quiet excitement, a warmth in your spirit, or a sudden sense that something good is near. This is not just hope. It is the resonance of divine presence. Your soul recognizes the shift before your mind fully comprehends it. The fourth sign manifests through dreams, visions, or impressions that linger after sleep or moments of quiet reflection. Symbols, numbers, or repeated images may appear, calling your attention to themes of breakthrough, favor, or guidance. These are coded messages, confirmations that the unseen hand of God is at work behind the scenes. A fifth sign may appear as a release from burdens that once weighed heavily on you. Obstacles that seemed immovable begin to dissolve. Relationships that were tense or stagnant suddenly improve. Opportunities appear where there seemed to be none. The timing of these releases is never random. They mark the unfolding of your divine favor. Finally, the sixth sign is a deepening sense of purpose and alignment. You may notice that your passions, talents, and calling are beginning to converge, creating a sense of inevitability. It is as if the puzzle pieces of your life are clicking into place, confirming that you are walking the path you were designed to walk. Recognize these signs. Write them down, meditate on them, and allow your heart to register the confirmation. Each is a message, a gentle yes from heaven, that your favor is not only coming, but it is already on the move. These confirmations are evidence that you are attuned to the divine rhythm, that your life is aligned with purpose, and that the blessing waiting for you is real, tangible, and destined to arrive. Even as the favor approaches, there are challenges that lie hidden in the shadows, waiting to test the strength of your heart and the clarity of your faith. These are not punishments, nor are they signs of failure. They are sacred trials designed to refine you, to strengthen your resolve, and to prepare you to handle the fullness of what is coming. Heaven knows that every blessing requires readiness, and these tests are part of the divine calibration of your spirit. Some of these challenges may come as delays that feel frustrating or inexplicable. You may feel as if doors are closing or that opportunities are being withheld, even when your heart knows it is your time. These moments are the quiet proof that heaven is still at work, fine-tuning the timing and ensuring that you do not step into favor prematurely. Patience here is not passive. It is an active, sacred act of faith, a trust that the universe is orchestrating exactly what you need at exactly the right moment. Other challenges may arise as conflicts with people or circumstances that test your integrity. Relationships that once seemed aligned may strain. Situations that once seemed stable may shift unexpectedly. These trials are designed to reveal your alignment with purpose, to clarify your focus, and to refine your discernment. How you respond will determine the extent to which you can embrace the favor fully. Strength, grace, and perseverance are your allies in this season. You may also encounter inner struggles, doubts, fears, or insecurities that surface just when the favor is approaching. It is natural to question whether you are worthy, whether you are ready, or whether you can truly handle what is coming. These moments are not a failure of faith, but an opportunity to anchor yourself deeper in trust. Every fear confronted, every doubt surrendered, is a step toward freedom and empowerment. Consider these challenges as the forge of your preparation. Just as iron is tempered by fire, your spirit is being shaped by adversity, molded by tests, and polished by endurance. The obstacles you face are never greater than the divine resources provided to overcome them. For every door that appears closed, a pathway exists. For every shadow that looms, a light has already been set to illuminate your steps. Remember this: the presence of challenges is proof that something significant is on the horizon. Great favor, profound blessings, and divine interventions always carry a threshold that must be crossed. Your task is not to avoid these trials, but to navigate them with faith, courage, and unwavering trust. Stand firm, remain vigilant, and let your heart align with the certainty that what God has prepared for you cannot be hindered. The hidden challenges are not obstacles to your destiny. They are confirmations of it. Each test you endure strengthens the vessel that will carry your favor. And as you persist, you will discover a resilience within yourself that you never knew existed, a clarity that guides your decisions, and a faith that cannot be shaken. As the favor approaches, it is essential to prepare your heart, your mind, and your spirit to receive it fully. God's blessings are not passive. They require alignment, discernment, and intentional action. The Creator is calling you to step into readiness, to move with purpose, and to cultivate the sacred conditions necessary for the arrival of what has been promised. First, cultivate stillness. In a world full of noise and distraction, your spirit needs moments of quiet to hear the subtle instructions of heaven. Begin each day with intentional reflection, prayer, or meditation. Ask for clarity and discernment, and listen attentively to the whispers that guide your next steps. Stillness is not inaction, it is preparation, a way of attuning your soul to the rhythm of divine favor. Second, align your actions with integrity. The favor you are about to receive is not a reward for half-hearted effort or compromise. Every step you take, every choice you make, must reflect the alignment of your character with God's purpose. Speak truth, act with courage, and maintain consistency in your commitments. When your actions echo the values of heaven, you create a resonance that attracts and sustains favor. Third, embrace patience as an active practice. While the favor is imminent, it may not arrive according to your schedule. Resist the urge to force outcomes or rush the process. Trust that the timing of God's intervention is precise, and that every delay serves to refine, strengthen, and position you for the fullness of blessing. Patience is not passive waiting. It is deliberate trust, anchored in the certainty that heaven moves with perfect order. Fourth, cultivate gratitude. Gratitude opens the channels for favor to flow freely. Reflect on the blessings you have already received, even in small measures, and acknowledge them with reverence. Gratitude transforms perspective, turning waiting into preparation, trials into lessons, and uncertainty into trust. As you step into this practice, you will notice the spiritual atmosphere around you shifting in response. Fifth, strengthen your spiritual boundaries. As favor approaches, forces of distraction, doubt, or interference may attempt to destabilize your progress. Protect your energy, your focus, and your intentions. This may involve limiting influences that drain or confuse, distancing from negativity, and consciously prioritizing what aligns with your divine calling. The favor will manifest most fully in a vessel that is prepared, disciplined, and protected. Sixth, engage in acts of service and generosity. Heaven often flows through those who are aligned with purpose and who carry compassion for others. Extend kindness, offer support, and serve without expectation. These actions create spiritual momentum, amplifying the impact of the favor while drawing the presence of God into every sphere of your life. Finally, remain vigilant in prayer and discernment. Ask for guidance, clarity, and confirmation at every stage. Seek signs and confirmations in the small moments and honor them with trust. The favor you are about to receive is not random. It is deliberate, and your attention is the key that unlocks its fullness. Understand this preparation is sacred work. Every effort, every intention, every act of alignment brings you closer to receiving the favor fully. Heaven has already moved, but your readiness determines the depth, impact, and permanence of what is coming. You are being called to be awake, alert, and empowered. Step forward boldly, for the favor is real. It is imminent, and it is aligned with every fiber of your divine purpose. As you step closer to the favor that heaven has prepared, know that you are not walking alone. Invisible yet undeniable, the hand of God surrounds you, shielding you from what could hinder or distract. Protection is not a distant promise. It is present, active, and responsive. Every step you take is guided, every boundary you encounter is measured, and every storm you face is tempered by the awareness of divine guardianship. Imagine a light forming a protective halo around you, bright enough to repel fear, yet gentle enough to comfort your spirit. This light is the assurance that the battles you do not see are already being fought on your behalf. Forces that once sought to obstruct your path are held at bay, unable to touch what heaven has decreed for you. Even in moments of doubt, when circumstances feel uncertain, this protection is steadfast. You may notice signs of this safeguarding in subtle ways. Doors that might have closed remain open. Challenges that seemed insurmountable suddenly soften. Guidance appears in the midst of confusion, and moments of clarity arrive when you need them most. These are confirmations of divine intervention, reminding you that your favor is protected, your journey secure, and your steps observed. Beyond the physical and emotional, there is spiritual protection at work. Angels, messengers, and unseen forces are assigned to walk with you, to intercept obstacles, and to align circumstances to favor your progress. Their presence may not always be visible, but it is real. Your prayers, your faith, and your actions resonate within this protective field, amplifying its effect and ensuring that every divine arrangement reaches you unhindered. This assurance is also a call to peace. Fear, anxiety, and doubt are not tools of heaven, they are distractions to be set aside. In their place, allow confidence, trust, and calm to anchor your spirit. Let your mind dwell on the certainty of divine orchestration, knowing that what has been promised is unstoppable, and what is coming cannot be taken away. Remember, protection does not remove the need for faith, it strengthens it. As you move forward, continue to act with intention, discernment, and courage. The favor approaching you will unfold fully, but it requires you to remain aligned with purpose and aware of the divine hand guiding each moment. Rest in this truth: no harm can touch the blessing prepared for you. No force, no shadow, no circumstance can override what heaven has decreed. You are surrounded, upheld, and secured. This is not abstract reassurance. It is a living reality woven into the very fabric of your destiny, ensuring that when the favor arrives, you receive it fully unhindered and ready to step into your purpose. As the favor unfolds, you will begin to feel a transformation unlike anything you have experienced before. It will be subtle at first, a gentle shift in perception, a quiet lifting of burdens, but soon it will become unmistakable. Your spirit, long tested and refined, will awaken to a new clarity. The weight that once held you down, the doubts that clouded your vision, the fear that whispered limitations, all will give way to a sense of freedom and empowerment. You are stepping into a life that resonates with your highest purpose, a life that reflects the divine blueprint uniquely written for you. This transformation is not just about external circumstances. It is deeply internal. Your heart will expand with gratitude, your mind will sharpen with insight, and your soul will hum with the recognition of its calling. Every challenge you endured, every delay you faced, every hidden lesson in your past is now producing a fruit that is rich, abundant, and irreversible. You will feel the certainty that your life is no longer controlled by chance or circumstance, but by divine orchestration. The world around you may begin to respond in ways that mirror this internal transformation. Relationships that were once stagnant will blossom with understanding and support. Opportunities that were previously inaccessible will align perfectly with your skills, timing, and readiness. Doors that remained closed for years will open effortlessly, revealing pathways that have been waiting for you, prepared long before you even knew they existed. Imagine yourself stepping into a space of abundance, clarity, and alignment, a place where your gifts, your purpose, and your destiny converge. The favor you receive will not simply be an answer to a prayer. It will be a confirmation of your calling, a tangible evidence that the Creator has been attentive to every detail of your journey. Every action, every moment of faith, every tear shed in quiet devotion will be vindicated in the fullness of this transformation. Emotionally, you will feel a profound sense of liberation. The chains of doubt, fear, and frustration will fall away. You will recognize that the struggles of the past were never meant to defeat you. They were meant to prepare you, to strengthen you, and to reveal the depth of resilience and faith you carry. You will find joy in ways that transcend circumstance, a joy rooted in divine validation and the recognition of your true potential. Spiritually, this fulfillment marks a new season of alignment with purpose. You will understand that the favor is not just a gift, it is a responsibility, a calling to live fully in the wisdom, clarity, and empowerment granted to you. Your choices will now ripple outward, affecting not just your life, but the lives of those around you, creating a chain reaction of blessing and transformation. Step into this reality with anticipation. Allow yourself to fully embrace the magnitude of what is coming. The favor, the blessing, the divine intervention. It is real. It is tangible, and it will transform you in ways that were previously unimaginable. When you reach this moment, you will look back and see the invisible hand that guided every step, every season, and every lesson, confirming that the Creator has been intimately involved in shaping the masterpiece of your life. This is fulfillment not merely as a promise, but as an experience, a living, breathing, unstoppable reality that crowns your endurance, faith, and obedience with clarity, abundance, and divine purpose. Your life is stepping into alignment with destiny, and the fullness of this transformation will radiate through every aspect of your being. As you stand on the threshold of this divine favor, take a moment to anchor these truths deeply within your spirit. Speak them aloud, meditate on them, and let them resonate in every fiber of your being. These affirmations are not mere words. They are declarations that align your heart with heaven, preparing you to receive the fullness of what has been promised. Repeat these affirmations with conviction. 1. I am ready to receive the favor of God in its fullness. I am aligned with my divine purpose and nothing can hinder me. I trust the timing, guidance, and provision of heaven. 4. I am protected, empowered, and prepared for every blessing coming my way. Let these truths echo through your mind and spirit, grounding you in the certainty that this favor is already on its way. As you declare them, feel the weight of doubt lift, the heaviness of fear dissolve, and the clarity of purpose expand. This is the sacred rhythm of expectation, a harmony between faith and the reality that heaven is moving on your behalf. Now receive this blessing. May the Creator of all things illuminate your path with divine light. May every step you take be guided with wisdom, every decision aligned with destiny, and every effort multiplied for eternal significance. May doors open that no one can close, may barriers fall that seemed insurmountable, and may favor, peace, and provision flow into your life in abundance. Know that you are surrounded by unseen forces of protection, guided by a purpose that is unshakable and empowered to embrace the extraordinary. Every prayer you whispered in the quiet, every act of faith, and every tear shed in patience has been recorded and honored. Heaven celebrates your journey, and the season of breakthrough is not coming. It is already unfolding. Step forward with confidence. Walk into this new chapter with a heart full of gratitude, a spirit anchored in faith, and eyes fixed on the eternal possibilities before you. The favor is real. The favor is personal. The favor is unstoppable. Carry this blessing with you always. You are chosen, you are marked, and you are empowered. The divine hand that has shaped your journey will continue to guide, protect, and elevate you. Stand in peace. Expect the miraculous and rejoice in the fullness of what is now coming into your life.